Do you have a clear understanding of how taxes could impact your retirement? Well, Patrick Hart is the president and founder of Concierge Capital Management. It's a firm focused on helping people here on the First Coast better grow, protect, and distribute their wealth. So thanks for joining us today.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me, Jordan.
Let's get right into it, though. Do taxes tend to take people in retirement by surprise? And if so, why?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say all expenses take people by surprise.
Right.
Especially taxes. I mean, people plan for their travel, their new car they're going to get, all this fun, but they hardly ever plan for inflation or even worse, that retirement tax bill. I mean, even my most successful savers have no idea the effect taxes will have on their retirement nest egg.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I need to learn a little bit more along the way as well,
Sure.
but I'm glad we're talking about it now, especially for that older generation who is retiring. That's such an important and fun time. It should be anyway. So what can be done then about reducing the tax?
A lot can be done, but let me say this. In my opinion, taxes are the single biggest risk to a person's wealth over the course of their retirement. So with new proposals coming out literally every day, it feels like, I'm guessing they're only going one way from here,
Right.
up.
Yeah.
Right? So with that in mind, there's a lot that can be done. So for instance, say you have someone who's worked 30 years, has several 401ks or IRAs all spread out, and they've accumulated substantially. One strategy we look to implement is doing a Roth conversion, which ultimately moves a taxable or waiting to be taxed account to a tax-free account, so that you can maybe miss out on that massive tax hike or tax bill waiting for you during your retirement. Now, you got to take careful consideration before you do things like this, like how much money did you make in that year? How are you going to pay the tax conversion bill? So it's not a one-size-fits-all, but it's certainly something we try to implement when possible. Another would be tax loss harvesting. That's where you take your stocks that maybe are down a little bit for the year, sell them while they're down, and then you get a little debit for your tax bill coming up in April the following year. So again, not a one-size-fits-all, but these would be strategies that could go a long way in reducing your tax bill during retirement.
And maybe something that not everybody would be thinking about, right? So
Sure.
you're just kind of like planting that little seed, like, oh, I didn't realize I could do that.
Absolutely.
So if somebody wants to say, look at their options, maybe figure out how they can benefit themselves in the long run with all of this, how do they get started?
So unfortunately, this is not something that the average Joe can do by themselves.
Okay.
You have to seek the help of a professional.
Right.
Now, normally, that help comes with a cost. But for your viewers today, Concierge Capital Management would like to offer this tax analysis completely complimentary. What we'll do is we'll sit down with you, we'll map out everything you got, and show you the options you have to potentially pay as little taxes as possible. And we'll do it completely complimentary. So for the first 5 callers just today that have over $500,000 or more saved, call us at 904-872-8234, and my team will help you get all set up.
Well, thank you so much again for joining us today and potentially helping out lots of people.
You're welcome.
And if you'd like to see this segment again, you know you can head to our website as well, and that's firstcoastliving.net.